Good thing I got Starlink in my car.
Hey, we're going. Hey, everybody. It's Wednesday night. You know what that
Starlink in
means.
my
It's
car.
Elevate to Greatness with Nick Lippitt, helping you grow and scale your business whilst avoiding costly mistakes. You can go to elevatetogreatness.co for more information, and there will be a link there to join the Heartbeat community where you can be part of that was a heartbeat, the Heartbeat community. Yeah, I did a little heartbeat. There you go. There you go. So we're going to kind of do we're going to do a pricing 2.0. We're going to continue that because it was, we couldn't get to all of it in one session. Nick will tell you what he's been doing the last couple of minutes. In fact, let's just do it now. Ladies and gentlemen, he's from his truck. He's by the dancing noodle. It's Nick Lippitt.
Why you gotta put me on the spot like that, Darby?
Because you like it. Like you're not good at being put on the spot. You live for being put on the spot.
I mean, I guess sometimes I live for being put on the spot.
G'day.
Where is everybody?
Is everybody? Maybe everybody's truck almost ran out of battery today.
Easy, easy.
Sean's on. Hey, Sean, we need more catalogs.
No, we don't. We're done selling that crap.
Okay, then never mind. We need more catalogs, Sean. We've been trying to call
uh,
your girl and she hasn't sent them to us.
Darby, what would you think if someone asked you to come speak at their event and sent out all these event flyers but forgot to name you as a speaker at the event? Would you go?
I would forget to show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have another event that's really important on the exact same dates I just figured out today, so we'll have to figure that out.
We need to mute Nick Forrest. What's Nick Forrest doing? You hear him back there?
Right?
Thanks, Nick Forrest. God, just yelling at
Might be
people.
Sean.
Maybe. Yeah. No, I would definitely forget to go to that event if they didn't put you on the flyer.
Seriously.
I would. Yeah, I definitely
And
wouldn't
now
go.
Aspire just asked me to go to an event that I'm gonna have to figure out too. I told Rachel, I said, "Hey, give me some tickets to this event." And she's like, you're supposed to be in Toronto." Then I told her to
Yeah.
reach out to Sean to make sure that the dates I had in my calendar were right because they're often wrong if I put them on there.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's what happens. You're a much desired speaker at this point. People are the
Yeah,
word is getting out. That's what's happening. So that's
maybe.
part of it.
Slowly but surely.
That's part of it.
Yeah, so I've had an exciting day,
Yeah.
right?
Doesn't feel like
Uh,
February.
no, it was 66 degrees in Greeley today when I was up there. Um, we just installed our fastest swimming pool start to finish. 8 days.
Let's
The
go,
boys
Victor.
are done. They are moving off site and headed to the next one.
It's crazy.
Um, I and that's a big one. 16 by 40, 8 days. Full of water, functioning, heating, the whole nine yards.
With some challenges on site too.
Auto cover, all of it.
Yeah.
It's done. Done, done, done.
That's
Is
amazing.
MG on here? Nope.
Yeah, he's on.
Oh, yeah, he's on there.
He's there.
Uh yeah, so he'll have to we're off to the next phase of that project. Cristobal and the guys are showing up tomorrow. How cool is that? Pulled off one day, started the next day.
It's, yeah, I mean the efficiency is crazy.
Yeah,
That job Cristobal just left is amazing too. We showed some pictures to a guy today, and I mean that thing is impressive. So
yeah, it is. We officially got our numbers back for January. We did a hair over 700 grand for the first month of the year, so that's not disappointing.
that's not
Uh,
disappointing at all.
the weather certainly helps. Um, it's not winter in Colorado right now, which is awesome. Um, but yeah, 700 grand in the month of January. Curious what the year is going to look like
It's gonna be the
if this
best year
keeps
yet.
up.
I
I
feel
think
like
it is
the
not the
weather's
best
helped
year
us,
yet.
but people are there are people out there willing to spend more. I think last year was weird for people. I do think there's. I was telling you on the phone on the way here, like it feels like a June day. Today felt like this week has felt like a June week. Like I'm just flying and going on really good consultations and like meeting with people and closing deals, and it's just it feels good, man. I'm excited about what's
Yeah,
going to happen this year for everybody on this call.
yeah, yeah, no
So
doubt. I think it's going to be a big year for everybody. Um, so we're off to what is the 2.0 tonight?
yeah, 2.0.
Uh, so this is This is an interesting conversation, and the conference we had like 2 weeks ago had a ton of amazing information, and I got a lot of funny text messages in the last like week and a half. I got one that's like, uh, I don't charge enough money to make money. And then I got one that said, apparently I have been working for free. That one was pretty funny. Um, I got a lot of like, man, I thought I was or I thought I was charging more than enough in this area, but unfortunately I'm not. Or the guy who says, everybody tells me my price is too high, so I can't raise it, but if I don't raise it, I'm not going to make any money.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
love
that's
I love
all
that
people
one.
using that sheet that you made for them. That's showing them what things should cost and showing them what they should be charging. It's just an amazing tool that they have, and they're learning a lot as they go.
Yeah, well, it's cool because we can see into the back end of the sheet too.
Yeah.
So we can see how it's changing. Calvin reached out to me this afternoon. He said, "Hey, how much are those planters?" And I said, "Why don't you ask your production sheet?" Uh, I thought that one was pretty funny.
The
Because they're going
planters
to
are
be a
cool though.
different price for me than they are for everybody else.
They are.
They are cool. They turned out that whole project turned out amazing. Um,
Yeah, it
and
really
now they're
did.
talking about adding more again. Like we're pulling our trailers off site. He's like, "Hey, can you give me a price for this?" Sure, I can do that. You want me to turn around? Um, so no, it's been good. And then we got the garden and home show set up is like 5 days away.
It's wild, man.
Talk about a little bit of anxiety.
Our
Um,
setup is so cool. And again, I think the home show is going to be great this year too. For anyone else who's going to be there, there's no Super Bowl in the middle of it. That was the highest level of dumbassery last year. So
yeah.
no Super Bowl. It's just Valentine's Day. No one gives a crap. So we're Valentine's Day, President's Day. We have. So if you're going to be at the home show, I think you're going to have a better time of it this year too.
Well, I mean, it's basically like 5 weekend days with the holiday,
Yeah,
um, and then not having Super Bowl. Dude, I think the weather's going to help. You know,
yeah,
usually when the weather's nice, it's not good for the show, but the weather's been nice all damn winter, right? So people are already
yeah.
thinking about it.
I think it's actually getting people more excited about doing stuff to their space because it's been so nice. They're like, oh man, if I'm going to be out here, I want it to be like this, and this. So this is a really good time. This weather's, we are going to get hit in Colorado with snow at some point. It's going to happen. But in the
Maybe.
meantime, we're racking them up.
I mean, you got to. So I think it was our biggest January in sales, and I think it was our biggest January in revenue ever.
Yeah, I mean, we had some good ones finish up. We've started February off really well, and it's yeah. I mean, it does not feel like this part of this time of year. It feels like we're rolling full speed. So it's very exciting. So hopefully that's a good kind of a good barometer for how the year's going to go for everybody. All of the people on the call, all the people that are part of this community. Hopefully everyone's going to feel that. That's what we want for sure.
You guys should put in the chat if January was your biggest January yet, or how the weather affected your businesses, if it was positive or negative. Some of these guys that are over on like what do you even call Texas Central? Is that Central?
I think they're Central Time. Part of it is
South
Texas is
Central? Well,
massive, so part
Central
of it.
Time, but like what? Like if you're down in the Central States and then you work your way over to like the Midwest and the East Coast, man,
Yeah,
it's been a tough winter for them.
it
They're
has.
just
I mean,
getting hammered.
Israel never gets winter because he's in Phoenix and it's like 4,000 degrees every day.
Well, you know it's crazy. The coldest couple of days
He was
Colorado
here.
had is when he was here, and
Yeah.
then he left, and it's 67 degrees.
Yeah, sorry about that, man.
I
We didn't
had
plan it
three
that way.
people call me today if I want to see if I want to play golf on Friday,
It's going to be
and the tee
60s
sheet's
this weekend.
absolutely packed, totally packed.
Mhm. Joseph
It'll be
says it
nice
was his
weather.
biggest January ever for sales.
Let's go, Joseph. Where are you seeing these comments? Oh, there they are.
Yeah.
Calvin, those planters are sick. You should tell me how much they cost. You should put it in the chat before this conversation is over. I want to know how much you think they cost.
You can do it, Calvin.
The other thing is how crazy fast we build them. We
That
built all
stuff
three of
is
those planners from start to finish, including demo in a day.
We're using art forms for these. If you guys are familiar with the Belgard art forms, we're doing some cool stuff with them that they weren't necessarily. I mean, the stuff that we did on the outside of that barn and the inside of that barn is not stuff that is in the catalog. That was just stuff
Yeah.
that we just kind of did on the fly. So you can do some cool stuff with that for sure. Well,
Belgard always calls me and says, "How did you do that?"
Calvin, you can buy art forms. You've never bought them. Well, you're going to change that if you want to make those planters. It's very simple.
Yeah.
Collar guy
There's a
sticks.
whole entire art forms catalog. You can Google art forms. What is it? Art forms idea guide, and
I
it
didn't
will
even know
show
that.
you like 50 different things that Belgard has already put into schematics that you can use to build with art forms. And then there's so many more than that. That's the funny thing. Like everything I build with art forms isn't even in the book.
It's just such a
Um,
cool look for what people. It really clicks with what people want right now. They want clean. They don't want all sorts of you know textures. They want it to be clean and modern, and it's really cool for that. And you
it
also
is.
have luxury. I mean, like if you down the line you wanted to add some you know broken up glass or tile or whatever the hell to the front of it, you could do that too. So we're not trying to sell you art forms, but it's a really cool product that we're finding. I mean, Forrest and I just closed the deal today, and they're doing an art forms kitchen, art forms fire pit. They're loving it. So if you're not looking at art form stuff for your jobs, from a build standpoint, it makes sense for you, and our clients are really digging that look right now. So
Well, and let me tell you a
if you were in our
secret behind
kitchen,
art forms.
okay,
You make a shitload of money using them
that's also good.
because they're fast.
So
Like
fast.
we're still charging market pricing on most of that stuff, but our labor is like half. We built those fire pits in like 2.5 hours.
They look
One
so
guy.
cool. They look so cool. They look like something you'd see at a ski resort or something. I love them. If you were at the event in our showroom, our kitchen spaces are built with art forms. So you saw some of those in there. But yeah, man, it's good stuff. If you're not looking at it for your jobs, you should. It's really cool stuff. Easy to work with, and it looks amazing. So and you can make a shit ton of money, which I think is what we're all trying to do. Are you charged up and ready to roll now? Did we lose him? Oh my goodness. I don't know if did we lose Nick? Is he still there or is he gone?
He's
I'm
still
here. I'm
there.
here.
Okay, you're there. Okay.
Sorry, I was switching over.
No, that's good.
Yes,
So
but to get back to what Darby was saying, I was cruising down Parker Road, and my cool Lightning truck just decided to die. About 6 miles before it was supposed to die, which is totally unfortunate. But somehow I got enough rolling speed to end up in this parking lot so I could park and call somebody. And I looked over and I was parked in front of a charging station.
it's just,
So I
the
plugged my
universe.
car in, and here we go.
The
I got to
universe
get to
looking.
my mic, Darby. I can't be doing these things
I
without my
know.
mic.
We should be telling people on the podcast, if you're listening on the podcast version, which this is available the day after on Spotify. Yeah, Nick is in his truck. I also have an electric car. I can't believe you let it get down so low. It freaks me out when it's below like 40. So
First time in 8 years that my electric vehicle has died.
and you push it. There was a couple weeks ago. You're like, I don't think I'm going to make it. You kept sending me pictures of your
Every
5 miles,
single
3 miles,
day,
2 miles.
every single day I make the long journey to Greeley
Yeah.
because I go to Broomfield and I go to Greeley, and then I was racing for time, so I was driving really fast and my battery was going.
Yeah.
That's what happened. I had plenty of battery. I just was speeding to try to get home in time for the call.
Well, and in the end, it all worked out. You'll be home soon. You'll be back on your mic, and everything will be good. But we have, we were last week talking all about. It is Elevate to Greatness with Nick Livett, by the way, every Wednesday, 6 p.m. You can go to elevatetogreatness.co. All the information about the programs, we're going to be adding more and more things there all the time. We do have also, if you were at the event in, what was it? It was January, right? It was January. God,
It was like a week and a half ago.
God, it feels like a month
Oh,
ago.
2 weeks ago. Today's Thursday.
Feels like a month ago. It's crazy. We're doing another one in March. So we're going to be doing some cool stuff with that. So stay at elevatetogreatness.co for all that information. Yeah, we're excited about that too. The Heartbeat community where we're posting all the time. We're always talking about ways to improve that. We were just talking about more ways to improve it yesterday. So we're working on making that even cooler. So a lot of cool stuff going on with Elevate to Greatness. what does Joseph say there? Oh, he's going to bring Leilani to that one, to the next event. So
No, she's coming by herself because she's going to be training for Rocky Mountain.
that's true. we forgot to tell you, Joseph.
Yeah.
We'll have a call with you later. Yeah, we'll have a call with you later. That's fine.
Where's your little?
I do have one. I just don't know which one it is. Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. Nope. Nope. There it is. Did everyone hear that?
There you go.
There it is.
There you go.
I'll have it ready next time. Now I'm ready. Yeah. So anyways, we have been talking about, we were talking about proper bidding last week, and it spills over into this week because obviously you can't do it all in an hour.
Yeah, there's no way.
No.
I've been talking about this a lot lately, and so this is how I look at it. The goal is to be as expensive as possible, but still be busy, right? So think about that. We didn't talk about that last week.
No, that's
last
good.
week we were talking about how small businesses think that their price can be less than ours. And then I encouraged everybody to go find a place where you could buy a Snickers bar less than Walmart. So if you found it, please let me know.
You didn't.
We were going to give you a free coaching call.
Right.
And for those that didn't find it, you were going to pay for a month of coaching calls.
That's right. That was the deal.
So that was the big thing. Like, I think it was like a light bulb turned on when people realized, holy shit, the largest company in the Fortune 500 has the cheapest prices. And I was telling one of my friends about it, and he's like, Nick, it's the masses of scale. Like, people don't realize about the masses of scale. When you're bigger, you buy bigger, right? Better.
Right.
When you're bigger, you have more opportunities. You have probably better people. You have better systems. You're more efficient. For the first time ever, like, our company is the biggest it's ever been, ever, today. And we just built the largest swimming pool that we can build in a fiberglass swimming pool for less money than we ever built them for, including when we paid a subcontractor to do it for us, right? Like, we're just more efficient. We just have things dialed. We're not learning anymore, right? We're not learning on people's job sites. We know exactly what's coming next. All of the product was on site before we even showed up. We're transitioning from swimming pool to patio. Everything's already on site. Everything. All the 3/4 inch, all the 3/8 chip, all the geofabric, all of the pavers, literally everything is sitting there for the crews that start tomorrow. This is how you become more efficient. So, back to the bidding process. I think the biggest problem with our industry is that everybody thinks it's a race to the bottom, and it's not. Darby, how many deals do we walk away because we're not racing to the bottom?
Oh yeah. I mean, I was talking to a guy the other day. He's like, I'm not looking for a bidding war. I'm like, good, because we don't do that. So yeah.
I mean, we're not interested. We're not participating.
Oh, nope, we're not.
So everybody should think about this. The goal is to be as expensive as possible, but still be busy. And I really like that. However, you can't do any of that if you don't understand how to bid. So we talked about it a little bit last week. There's like 5 major categories, right? So all of your materials, you need to understand all the materials that take place on your project. And so we do it through what we call kits. You don't have to do it through kits. You could literally add up all the materials for your entire job, but we do them by category. So like, we would do pavers and retaining wall and kitchen and fire pit and fireplace and turf and, trees, mulch, edging, swimming pool. Like, every one of those would have their own production rate. And then we would tie them all together when it comes to building a budget. And so first thing you need to know is, what does it take to build it, right? What are all the materials it takes to build it? And if you don't know, you got to ask, right? Ask your vendors, ask people in your groups, ask this group, ask ChatGPT, right? They seem to know quite a bit. You could go on ChatGPT and say, give me a list of every single material it takes to put artificial turf in a customer's house, right? And then it'll do it, right? It'll walk you through it. Obviously I would look at some install guides. I would call the vendors. The vendors have install guides. If I'm using ChatGPT, I'm using two or three other sources to confirm what I'm doing is correct.
Yeah, always ask ChatGPT to tell you what the source is. Every time I ask them anything, I say, and show me sources. So it's not just them pulling stuff out of their digital ass, you know?
Yeah. Well, and so for those of you guys that are in Heartbeat, in the paid Heartbeat, we added a couple new categories this week, and they're going to be awesome. The first category is called Resource Guide. And so we are dumping in just that, all the resource guides that you can imagine. We dumped in the process of installing pavers on open grade aggregate, step-by-step installation for standard paver installation. We're dumping in turf installation guides, swimming pool installation guides, how to install pavers with this pattern, how to install pavers with that pattern, how to install all of the different things you can install with art forms, right? So we're dumping all of these guides into the resource guide. You like, dude, it's crazy. In a year from now, Rocky or Elevate to Greatness platform is going to be so valuable. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
And so
That
we're
right there is
dumping
crazy.
all of the resource guides in there. Also, today we started a new chat room specifically for people who are on Aspire software, right? So the only way to get in this room is to be on the software. But the coolest thing about it, and I was telling someone today, and we coached a company yesterday on Aspire. You know what the biggest bummer is about the software? When you need an answer, you have to wait till your next call.
Yeah.
Sometimes a week, sometimes it's 2 weeks, sometimes it's a month.
Yeah.
So we are building an education room specifically for Aspire, and we're going to just dump a ton of Aspire users into this room so that everybody can talk to each other. I guarantee you, whatever you're trying to figure out, somebody in the room is going to know how to do it, right? If it's us, if it's other people. Dude, I was telling Rachel, it's kind of a joke. We had this event and put all these people in these rooms. They're all talking to each other. And I
Yeah.
was like, all these businesses are talking to each other behind my back, right? Like, that's not really what it is. But I called Justin and I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, I just got off the phone with Joseph. And I was like, oh, yeah. And he's like, well, he put his coaching on hold for a couple of weeks. And he's like, but I still need help. So I'm just reaching out to the resources that were in your room that know how to do the things that I need help with. And then he was like calling
That's
Daniel Chavez, and um it's cool, right? Like it's
it is
cool to
cool.
see the community come together. And we put all these guys in a room together, and then we basically created a space where everybody can work together to grow and scale their businesses.
Yeah.
It's not just the value of Rocky Mountain Outdoor Living and our team, it's the value of everybody together.
Yeah, as it keeps growing, there's just more and more value to it. There's more. I mean, I didn't even know about that stuff that we were adding to the resource guide. So that's amazing. And you can go to elevatetogreatness.co, and there's a link to the Heartbeat community there. And you can get signed up for that. There's a free tier where you can see some kind of free things, and then there is a monthly where you can sign up and get access to all of this stuff. That Aspire room, which is pretty amazing. I think, Nick has such an incredible relationship with Aspire. And I don't need to get into, I mean, he was talking to the people that run the joint the other day, and it was very interesting the way the call went. So he is the resource for Aspire. So if you're using Aspire, this is going to be really, really cool for you. And Nick has made his way into his office. He's about to get on the microphone where he's all of a sudden going to sound like this. He's going to sound just like that, all because of the microphone and by the way, he's got this affliction that has not slowed him, but he's we did pause the podcast session for yesterday because he was kind of talking like that, and so we did have to we did have to we did have to pause it a little bit. But there he is, back in the office. So yeah, go to elevatetogreatness.co, get in on that, find out about the community, and get in on this resource section, all the cool new stuff that we're adding all the time. It's very exciting.
Yeah, and Rachel and I are focused on basically growing Elevate 5 days a week. So we hired someone as a house manager in our home, so we can continue to commit more time to Elevate to Greatness. And so you're going to see the community grow real quick, and it's going to be awesome what it does. Yes, Justin, you're busted.
That's hilarious.
Uh, and I might just not let you back in. And then
Oh,
you might just
oh,
get booted out of the room.
oh.
Um, no, no, it's good. The community's good, and this room is going to be awesome. Uh, this Aspire support room. We think some Aspire support people are going to be in the room as well, right? Directly from the company. Because we've talked about how to get more support in front of everybody, because that's probably one of the biggest bitches, is getting that support.
Yeah, oh, you're back onto the. Oh, there it is. Oh, he's coming back. There it is. Full
Yeah,
studio
sorry.
mode.
I just had to flip over.
There it is.
So yeah, the stuff in the room is going to become significant, and it's going to be awesome. And then we're going to be launching new training programs every single week inside of Elevate. So just keep an eye out. It's about to get amazing. And for those that are not on the paid side of it, missing out. That's for sure.
Yeah, and this is all incredibly valuable stuff. Again, I always think about like how what I would have done with this information back in the day. Having this information, I mean, the price sheet and just all of these install sheets. I, like a lot of people, learned how to do everything on YouTube. So I think having these actual, real, reference guides is pretty amazing. So
Yeah. So uh, back to the pricing side, you are you need to understand exactly all of the materials that it takes, right? And when I say all of them, I mean all of them. Every screw, every nail, every fastener. Um, some of you guys have seen inside of my production kits, and you understand how robust they are. Like, if it is needed to be purchased for the project, it's inside of our pricing. We actually, I want to brag on the crew just a little bit. We just built all brand new pool kits for this year. And the pool we just finished, two missing items. That's it. The largest pool we've built
crazy.
yet, there was two missing items. And we've already fixed it. And so we're getting ready to start another one tomorrow. And I'm super excited to see this one go down, because I have a feeling that the missing items is going to be zero. Um, and we're going to be like well within the footprint of all of the plumbing and all of that. So it's going to be really cool. And then after that, you have to understand, um, what subcontractors you might need, to be a part of this. And so, depending on what you're building, you might need subcontractors for gas lines or subcontractors for electrical work. Like if we were building an outdoor kitchen kit, you would have gas line associated to that. We
Mhm.
have a gas line kit by itself. But you might have electricians in there, right? Putting in outlets, or doing the things that you need to do for the appliances. Maybe you're doing veneer and you don't do veneer in house, right? So you have a subcontractor for that. Um, Maybe you're heavily built in subcontractors for your business, right? So we need to be accounting for that. And Calvin put it in the chat. How many times do you pass through your subcontractor cost? You better get it right, or I'm going to kick his ass on Friday in our call. Um, the thing about subcontractors are a lot of people um, will often just say, "Oh, I just pass it through. Oh, I just pass it through. Oh, I let my client pay him directly." Bad, 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 bad,
I
bad.
used to do
Like,
that.
how many people are on this call because they want to be in business to break even, right? Or they want to work for free. Like that's what you're doing. You're literally working for free, and you're taking all the liability out of it. Or you're taking on all the liability of it.
Yeah.
Um, so, I don't care how much money the clients spend with you, you don't pass any services through. If they want to pay an electrician direct, hire one.
Yeah.
And
And schedule them and deal with them and do all of that. Yeah. And
uh,
facilitate them getting there. And yep.
we have one right now that using some of their own trades, and it's a mess. And he's like, "Nick, my
Yeah.
pump's not working." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Call your electrician."
Yeah.
Um, and then what equipment does it take to build it? Right? We charge for our equipment. So if we're building a patio, plate compactors, jumping jacks, demo saws, if you're doing turf, what about your rotary brooms? And so there's two pieces here. There's the equipment that you own, that you charge a flat rate for, and then there's the equipment you have to rent. And this is where I always think it's funny that smaller businesses think they can build cheaper than I can. Uh, how many people in here rent, right? Like you're renting equipment. Like I own my equipment. Like how would you think that you paying $1,800 a week for a skid steer is going to be more efficient than me owning one? You know, when I own my skid steers, I charge $35 an hour to a client. Um, so keep in mind all of the equipment that you have to use, that you own and also that you rent. And the equipment that you own that you charge back to a client, it's not small hand tools, it's not drills, it's not saws. It's equipment like so I usually say $2,500 or more, right? And that puts you in a place of like plate compactors, jumping jacks, demo saws, dustless saws, all of those things. And then the really, 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 really big one, and the one that is the absolute hardest to figure out. Do you know what it is, Darby?
Uh, labor, time.
Mm. How'd you know?
I work for you. That's how I know.
This one is a bitch, right? Trying to figure out how long it's going to take to build the project. And if you underbid the labor, um, if you underbid the labor, that is why you're not profitable. And it's hard,
Yeah.
sometimes it's hard. Like you don't, how long should this time? How long should that take? However, if you actually bid by labor, it gives you an opportunity to now hold your team accountable, right? How many of you guys, when you don't even go into a job, uh, when when you don't even go into a job understanding how long it should take from start to finish, or you don't even put a timeline on it. You don't even say, "Hey, I need this job done by Friday." I had a guy that I used to coach that he would tell me, I said, how long do you spec your jobs? I can do $20,000 worth of revenue a week. I was like, oh yeah? He's like, yeah, it works just fine. I said, okay. What if you have a client that you're building an outdoor kitchen for that's only 6 feet? So it's 6 feet long, 2 feet wide, standard countertop height. You're doing it out of art forms and you're putting porcelain slabs on it. Um, he's like, well, that wouldn't be 2 weeks. It wouldn't be $20,000. I said, okay. They picked a Viking grill. The grill itself is $22,500.
Oh my God.
Like, so it takes a week. That's not how that works. You can't base the timeline of your work on revenue. Like I said, okay, so if you have $200,000 worth of work, it's 10 weeks. And he's like, well, yeah, that's how I do it. And you just can't do that. That doesn't make any sense. And so actually bidding real labor uh, holds your team accountable. It holds you accountable, right? Like you're driving the guys. Hey, where are we at? Hey, where are we at? Like I was at Victor's job today and I was looking at Aspire live. Okay, where are we at on hours? Where are we at?
Oh, that's cool.
Um, we bid it to take 595 hours, and I think we finished in like 410.
Damn.
Like we're ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
Ahead of schedule by almost 30%. And so it helps me understand like what the next phase coming in if we run into hiccups. We did run into hiccups on this job too. We would have beat
Mhm.
it, man, shit. We would have beat it by probably another 100 hours.
Yeah.
Um, so this is what it takes to actually run a business, right? And make educated decisions and understand like what you can and can't do, how you scale. And it all starts with bidding correctly. Um, the other thing is, now you have all of these categories, but what do you mark them up? I can't tell you how many guys I talk to. Like, how much do you mark up your materials? They're like, what do you mean? I said, if you buy materials for $100, how much does your client pay you? $100. I'm
Mm,
like,
I
what?
did that too.
And they're like, yeah, what is it supposed to be? I said, well, it shouldn't be $100. Like, I mean, at minimum, it should be 25 or 30%. we're marking up our materials 50%. Um, and I don't even hide any of this. Like, Darby, is it crazy how many clients are coming across my personal brand right now?
They are.
There's more.
Yeah.
There's a couple more that happened
Oh,
today.
really?
Yep.
Okay.
There's people responding on Instagram that are like, "Hey Nick, you built this space for us. Do you remember us?" Uh, and um, the 16th of an inch paver, the 16th of an inch stepper job with turf.
Yeah.
Somebody who knows them is following me on my social media personal brand, and they're making comments.
Is that right?
Hmm.
Well,
So it's interesting. Rachel talked to somebody yesterday, interviewed that she was really excited. She thinks it's going to be a really good fit for us. He follows me on my personal brand. His friends follow me on my personal brand. Talk about like the law of attraction. And I tell guys all the time, people reach out to us to work for us without us even posting a job position because they know what I do and how I do it and they want to be a part of that.
yep. It's true.
So markups of everything, right? Markup of materials, markup of subcontractors. If you pass your subcontractors through, you should just let me kick you square in the nuts. Um,
Every time. Every
every
time you do it, he's
time,
going to kick you in the nuts.
mark up your equipment, mark up your rentals. Like we're not in business to work for free.
Yeah.
And, for all of you guys on here that are in Colorado that, hear people tell me I'm crazy for doing this, this is how I elevate the industry. This is how I make everybody else better and make the playing field better for Rocky Mountain Outdoor Living. When everybody in here starts to bid correctly, there's no longer a race to the bottom. What do you think clients would do if they were like, if it got to the point where they were like, hey, the bid was 115. I'll write you, I'll write you a check and sign for 100 today. And they had three contractors and every one of them said, we're good.
Right.
How would that go
Right.
over?
No, I think
Right.
it would change things for sure.
The problem is too many of us chase it to the bottom. Like we talked to Israel, I think it was either here or right before here, and he's like, man, I got this guy that's just driving my price down and I gotta figure it out. I gotta figure it out. And I'm like, dude, you don't just walk
He's
away. It's a
shaking his
bad
head.
client.
Yes.
Like you do not have to figure out how to drive your price down. You know what you need to do? You need to figure out how to get the phone to ring more so you can walk away from jobs like that. I don't care. Just walk away.
Yeah.
It's the middle of, or it's the beginning of February. We are so busy. It's crazy.
It
And
is
this
crazy.
has, everybody could say, oh, yeah, it's because the weather. No, it's not. Like, sure, part of it has to do with the weather, but all the work we're doing right now was sold in quarter 4 or the end of quarter 3, 2005.
Yeah.
Like, all this work we're doing right now wasn't recently sold because of great weather. It's allowing us to install it faster,
For
right?
sure.
Some of this work maybe would have been installed in March or April, but like, yes, the weather is allowing us to install faster. However, all of this work was sold before we even went into this crazy weather swing. Like,
That's true.
didn't even matter.
No.
We're not selling a bunch of work because it's warm. Like, sure, we're selling work, but we're selling work like we would normally sell. Sure, we have some better consultations now and maybe some extras because it is warm and people are already starting to think about it. Dude, this could be the best home show yet, Darby. Like,
I really believe it.
people
I
are
mean,
thinking about it.
I'm excited about this one. Like, and I've done these home shows for a long time, and I've never been this excited about it. I really think like our presence is amazing, and the design's great. And I know our guys are going to build it really well. Nick Forrest is going to build half of it. He's already said, so that'll be nice. But I do think I think we're primed for a huge one. I'm super excited about it actually. So
Yeah.
it's going to be great. Yeah, for everybody else that's there, I think the same thing. It's going to be huge. Last year was not, but I think this year's going to be something else. The whole year, I think it's going to be amazing.
Yeah. It's because your boy's in office, bro.
I think my mic stopped working.
What? My headphones,
Yeah, I
what?
don't know. I don't know. I
Um,
don't know.
yeah, so you have to understand all the categories it takes to write a bid. Materials, labor, subs, equipment. Then you have to understand the markup behind all of them. And then you have to understand the gross margin that you're targeting. Like when you put all that together, it's possible that your bid is too high or too low because your markups are too high or too low. So you need to understand where the gross margin is that you're targeting inside of your business. Outdoor living spaces,
You should probably never be below 30, uh, and maybe as high as 60. And we're competing against people right now that are 65. We love those jobs.
Yeah.
We couldn't even figure out how to get our bid high enough. Like we literally just we raised it up to this number, and Darby's like, Nick, I can't even figure out where to put more money.
Can't do
It doesn't make sense. Like
It was, yeah.
our numbers are too high in certain categories, and I can't raise them anymore.
That's totally true. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's yeah. So
That's a
it's
great
out there.
feeling.
It is.
You know, it's a super good feeling. So, yeah, you know, understanding the gross margin that you're trying to accomplish and then tracking it. You know, the thing about understanding how to write a bid and going through production rates, like we just talked about over the last two calls, and the sheets that we provided to everybody who was at our last event. And if you weren't at the event and you want access to these sheets, you can reach out to Darby. We do have a very specific production rate training that would allow you to get access to our bidding program and how we do it, and a full breakdown, you know, step by step by step, including the production sheets that we manufactured to do this. It all lives inside of Heartbeat, but um, it provides you like a really good basis for operations, right? You know what to buy, you know how long it's going to take, you know what equipment you need to put on site ahead of time. You know, I tell everybody all the time, you want to make money, stay out of Home Depot.
Yeah.
Just stay out of Home Depot. How many times do you guys go to Home Depot a day? Put it in the chat. If anybody here goes to Home Depot more than once a day, you're losing money. Like, you have to be able to understand what it is you need to purchase for every job and purchase it and have it on site ready to go. You know, if you're going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth to Home Depot, and I use this tree example all the time because it's so simple, but I guarantee even the people inside the system will still make the mistake. You know, I asked somebody in the room, I said, hey, give me the breakdown on planting a tree in a client's home. Like, what do you need?
Right.
Well, I need the tree. I need some compost. I need some tree stakes. I said, anything else? He said, nope. I said, what about the tree straps? And he's like, shit. I said, anything else? He's like, nope. I said, what about the galvanized wire? And he was like, shit. You know, I said, anything else? He said, nope. I said, what about the emitters and the spaghetti for water? Right. That's 4 trips to Home Depot.
Oh my God.
To plant one tree.
For one tree. Yeah.
In hopes that the Home Depot is close to your project. What if it's not? We're working in Greeley right now, and I ran up there to talk to the guys, and we needed a part for something, and the closest Home Depot was 28 minutes in each direction.
Oh my God, that's an hour and a half.
Yeah.
By the time you go in, by the time
you go in and come back,
oh my
like,
God.
holy shit, you know? And so maybe when you're actively planting the tree, you know, and you're headed to Home Depot, you would remember a couple of those other items, but it doesn't matter, right? Like, how many times do you go to a vendor in the same day? Like, we track receipts really close. And Rachel, she's always like, why do the guys have to go to Home Depot 5 times a day? This is bullshit. She gets so excited about it. And she's like, Nick, they're at Home Depot at 8 a.m., 10 a.m., 1 p.m., 1:30 p.m., 2 p.m., 4 p.m. Like, what the fuck? And I'm like, yeah, what the fuck? I don't know. And that's before when we didn't have these systems in place, right? We didn't have production rates in place. And, you know, we weren't able to basically, we weren't able to tell you every single thing you needed before you needed it. And so, dude, this pool's in a crazy example. 2 items. Two items. And on top of that, we were really far away. You know, so if there was an issue, I mean, it could, dude, we could have been waiting a day.
Right. Yeah. No, it's crazy. I don't think people think of all those, you know, how that all adds up. And then, you know, like if you have crews and like 2 of them decide to go in the truck at the same time, like, come on, man, you need 2 of you to go get emitters, but that happens all the time too. People get lonely. And that's costing you money, and that's not good. Rachel doesn't like that either.
Nope.
Just be lonely and just go to Home Depot one time by yourself. You don't need 4 guys.
There was a time that it was just sealing a patio. Like, I've sealed a patio before with Joe. I know what it takes to seal a patio. And it wasn't a big patio. maybe half a day. These people went to Home Depot 4 times. They were at Home Depot longer than they were sealing the patio.
Oh, 100%.
Oh my God.
And not
Oh,
only did they buy whatever it was that they needed to seal the patio, but they also bought Red Bull and Gatorade. As
Mm.
they don't see what's on the receipt.
yeah. I mean, you guys told me a Red Bull number at one point that was bananas. So like that
Mhm.
stuff can, I mean, that kind of number could have put a smaller business out of business. Like they're like, so that's definitely something to be tracking.
We
That's
took all the
crazy.
credit cards away. We said, nope, sorry.
Yeah. I mean,
And
you've
now
lost
all
your
Home Depot
privileges.
purchases have to be approved.
Yeah. You just lost your privileges, Red Bull. Good job. Real nice. Real nice. It is Elevate to Greatness with Nick Livett. We do this every Wednesday at 6 p.m. You can go to elevatetogreatness.co to find out more about the programs. And there's a link to the Heartbeat community as well. Nick just mentioned there's a new Aspire room in the community. So if you're using Aspire, there's going to be a huge resource there. Adding all these resources for different ways to install different things, and these guides that will be in the Heartbeat community as well. So get in on all that stuff. It's constantly growing, constantly building, constantly getting better and improving. And Nick and Rachel have been working super hard on adding new stuff that will be launching soon for Elevate as well. So a lot of good stuff happening.
Yeah, we're just going to be filling that room full of stuff.
Full of stuff. Well, I mean, we have 8 minutes. Do we have?
Let's go to questions.
Okay. Let's see. If you have questions you haven't put in the chat yet, put them in the chat. Allie, do you have questions that people have asked for us? You can send them to us as well. Justin wants to know what's going to take to get me to voice his radio ads. I put a bag of money under that comment, Justin. That's your answer. A bag of
He's
money.
going to need to be back in the coaching group.
Yeah.
I stopped answering his text messages. I put him on do not disturb, do not
Justin
answer.
who? Yeah.
Yeah, Justin
There
what?
you go. Justin what?
Who?
Justin who? So there's your answer to that. Let's see, what else do we have in here? Yeah, Joseph just commented about how Aspire is great, but it's hard to find answers sometimes. That's true, and sometimes you can't wait till your next call.
Yeah.
That takes time too. So we have.
Are we doing our 7 o'clock, Darby?
We are.
Let's wrap it.
Yeah, we got to wrap because we have more deals to close and to do that. So everybody, thank you for being here for Elevate to Greatness. You want to join us every Wednesday at 6 p.m. And again, ask questions in that Heartbeat community. We will get back to you. If you have questions about, getting in on that production sheet and the program that we've kind of built out for that, you can reach me. And Katie, we're going to have some specific email addresses for Elevate here. So that'll make it easier for you guys to reach out to us about that stuff specifically. So there it is, Elevate to Greatness for February 4th. Again, you can check it out on the podcast the following day. Rachel looks like she wants me to say something else. No, that's it. Okay. All right, everybody. Have a great night. We'll talk to you